Welcome everyone to another episode of Real Estate Deli. My name is Money Making Mando. Here is where we cut through all the noise and deliver actionable insights straight to you and make the information the star. And tonight we have a special guest, Alvin Lee. Alvin is from New York City. I just been connected him a little while, and we made some connections online and stuff. And we got to actually meet each other last week at Sub Two at Pace's New York City meetup. So Alvin Lee, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me, Mondo. I'm just a normal guy. Started investing in real estate probably 5 years ago. Everything that I do is long distance real estate investing.
Okay.
My first property, I've always been in New York. My first property was all the way across the U.S. in Seattle, just outside of Seattle.
Wow.
Bought it long-term rental. Did the whole shebang. Rented it for 2 years. Completed a $40,000 renovation to it before selling it for a six-figure profit. That was my first property. Ever since then, everything has been long term, long distance investing, short term rentals in the Smokies, managing properties for others in terms of short term rentals. I have mobile home parks, two of them actually, some other small multifamily as well. Right now, currently sitting at over 30 plus doors. I also do private money lending, as you might have seen on Mondo's story a few days ago or yesterday. Lent out over $740,000 in 5 business days just a week ago.
Amazing.
I have well into the seven figures of loans on the street to other real estate investors out there killing it. And I love doing what I do, both as an investor and a lender. I get to profit off of others who are out there killing it, and also out there doing it myself too. So
Yeah. I love how you
just a
making it
little bit
happen.
about me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love how you making it happen. I love that statement you made that you was on what you was accomplishing just on lending. So can you get a little more in depth into that and how you did that and how you made those things happen?
So I've been a private money lender kind of on the side for several years, as an investor, just trying to build connections. I've wanted to invest and participate in other people's projects, a lot of flippers and other people. I wanted to learn how to flip, learn how to, participate in certain mobile home parks beforehand. So I would lend on these deals and, build relationships, learn about it. But come recent years with the interest rates going up and it being harder to find a deal, or things were just, for a while, everything was overpriced. Nothing made sense. I mean, of course, if you got a good rate, but I learned that in every real estate transaction, money is involved. So why not be able to participate in every single transaction, any transaction that I want, whether it's pad split, fix and flip, co-hosting, short-term rental, burring, whatever you name it, there's money involved. So I can be a part of that as a lender and also advising people. I meet with so many investors that are looking for funds, and I turn 70% of them or more away because I tell them, look, I'm an investor first. I want you to profit, and I'm truly there looking for their best interest. If my type of loan is not the best fit for them, I tell them to go somewhere else. Tell them to get a DSCR, tell them to do a traditional mortgage, whatever it is. I want everybody to profit first, and people come back to me because they think that because I am genuine, I'm real with them, and I want their best interest. So, that aside, meeting Pace, doing Gator, or learning about Gator and the things that are possible in lending has been truly beneficial. I've been able to make money for myself as an active business to fund my passive income and passive purchases. So recently, I made a post, and I'm still need to make new videos on deal breakdowns. But I did two perfect burrs in the last 3 months in terms of the cash out process. Pulled out $250,000 in taxes, a quarter million in funds, tax free, to put back into loans, put back into new purchases, just to keep that cash flow ball rolling. So I'm not only just a lender, but somebody out there actually doing this investing, and being able to have real experience and to help everyone.
Okay, yeah. So you're getting both perspectives as a lender, and you're seeing the deals. No is always a great answer, right? Uh, that's incredible. And what made you? You said you had 30 doors. What made you get into the real estate space? What was it that triggered you? Say, you know what, this is something I want to do.
Yeah, so my why is time, right? Everybody's time on earth is limited. One way or another, our clock is ticking. We don't know when that clock is going to end. So if I don't want to spend my time working, a W-2, having my time be defined by somebody else. Not that, doing my job is not necessarily fulfilling or anything of that nature, but just in general, I want to be able to define what I do with my life, what I spend my time with my kids, with my wife, traveling, doing whatever I want. The freedom to choose what you do with your time in your life is the number one thing that anybody can have. And of course, what comes with that is health, right? Time and health. You can no amount of money can buy those things back from you. You might be able to buy bits and pieces of your time back, but no amount of money is going to extend your life. So, with that defined amount of time, you need to do what's best for you, and doing business and passive income and investing in yourself and your own growth is the best that you can do, rather than working for somebody else, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And prior to, did you have a 9 to 5 or you're a regular employee?
Yeah, I still work a W-2 full time right now, but building out the business and creating new income streams. So, at some point, that will be a thing of the past. But until then, I'm still a father of two, coming soon to be three. So,
Congratulations.
um, I need to provide for the family and still, bring money to the table, right? So, and plus, having a W-2 also helps in investing. So.
Yeah, it can be a superpower, right? Some people you might see it as a negative, right? It all depends, right? But again, it can jet fuel your investment strategies as well, right? That's a source of
Mhm.
income where you're getting, and not only that, you know where you're going. You have an exit, so it's not like the job is a job. That's per se that it's
Mhm.
that you're driven by it. And, it's like being in the rat race, but you're in a position of power, right? Because I was there also, and the more I invested, the more success I got, the more I felt empowered, and I could decide when I wanted to leave, which I did, right? So I believe
Exactly.
you probably, you're in the same position, I would say.
Making the job or the W-2 optional is the point,
Sure.
What I do is satisfying, I get to help people, so it's good, but ultimately, like I said, you have to define what is your why and what your goals are.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, uh, Alvin, let's get into some struggles. Let's go into the pits of hell, and let's see where your journey has taken you. Any losses, any pitfalls in the real estate game that you encountered that you were willing to share and impart your wisdom.
Of course. I mean, there's always wins and losses. Recently I posted that I did a $50,000 EMD deal for somebody funded within 2 hours. Even though all the contracts were good, everything was set and done correctly, we came across a not so nice seller who disputed the release of the EMD. So we're in the process of trying to get that back. So there are times, even though you have done all the due diligence, did everything right, somebody can throw a wrench in your plan. So it's all about learning from mistakes, protecting yourself in the future and keeping the ball rolling. So learn from your mistakes and keep growing.
Yeah. So, what would you do different in said case? What would you learn, and what would you do different?
I would make sure that all contracts are ironclad, non-disputable whatsoever. In this case, there was a little bit of ambiguity in some of the wording, which allowed the seller to, dispute that, or even it doesn't even if there was no ambiguity. Technically speaking, the seller can just dispute it, and then escrow just crawls into its little shell and says, "Well, I'm not doing anything with the funds." So really, what could we have done it better? Yes, we could have 100% worded their PSA better, their purchase and sale contract better. But all things said and done, if the seller was not who they were, and the seller was a lawyer, so they were just picking on words here.
Mm,
But if it wasn't that scenario, I think we would 100% we would have been fine. But sometimes you run across a
lawyer.
pinhead, and you got to roll with it. So.
Yeah, I was wondering. I said, did this person take these documents to a lawyer or something? To again, now you're saying that this person is a lawyer. So
As a lawyer,
again, they're gonna have these play on words. What is, what does is mean, and,
yeah,
and you get caught in that space, that gray space that is it just kills so much time, and now you just have to go through all
Yeah.
this litigation and processes to again free up your monies, right? uh it's unfortunate. I can relate to issues like this as well, you know. These are lessons that you learn in the game, right? To be able to then troubleshoot, right? How do I avoid these situations that sometimes are unavoidable, let's say, right?
Hmm.
That's great. But yeah, those circumstances are rough. And have you encountered any other struggles in your journey?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you know, I've thankfully in real estate, I've made pretty good purchases. Everything that I've made has, in terms of purchases, have been good. That said, you know, probably the next worst thing was, you know, still a cash flowing property. My short-term rental I bought at the height of the market in 2021, like literally month or two before the rates skyrocketed, and then, you
Wow.
know, and therefore values of homes have plateaued or tanked. But you know, thanks to pace and thanks to, you know, creative finance, I've actually still been able to come out on top on a, you know, what could have been a losing purchase. I actually sold my short-term rental on creative finance on a sub to seller finance hybrid, and I was still able to come out on top. So, thankfully, not much negatives in the real estate game.
Yeah. So are you getting ready your short-term rentals? Are those Airbnbs, I'm assuming?
That was an Airbnb. It was in the Smokies market of Tennessee, and it's not that it was a bad market or anything. It's just an appreciation play. You know, with, you know, the number of newer cabins coming out and the supply and demand. I just felt that one. I also wanted to focus on the business, right? I want to grow out the private money lending and my own investments. So I took the tax benefits already from the property, and, you know, kept that ball rolling. So just on to the next deal.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So do you have a specific style of investing in regards to the properties you're looking for? Is it multifamily, single family? What's your avatar?
It's mostly multifamily now. Everything that I've bought recently is all multifamily, fourplex or above. My mobile home parks are, you know, 10 and 30 units. So I think that multifamily, larger multifamily is the way to go. I mean, you can dictate the valuation based on, you know, how you run the place, how you, the net operating income, the NOI that you bring in. So that's ultimately where you scale. I mean, it's better. Not that there's anything wrong with single family. I love single family too, but it's just, you know, you can operate one property and deal with everything, and depending on what you're investing in, like in mobile home parks, I really love that it's low expense ratios. I mean, if you're buying the right park, if they're tenant owned homes, you are literally renting out land.
Literally,
So
right?
you have very, very low costs, and it's a cash flow cow. And if you are still netting a lot or increase that net, you're increasing your valuation. I'm going to go over some of those details in some of my deal breakdowns soon. So stay tuned for that. But generally speaking, I'm looking for creative deals, low money down, burrs, anything that I can keep my money churning and working for me, right? If you know, if you pay attention to my Instagram, I'm always posting on my note: is your money working for you? If your money is not working for you, then you're working for your money. So don't get caught in the rat race and work for your money and then just have it sit there and not working for you. So the number one thing that I want everybody to do is make their money work for you, right?
The velocity, the turnover, right? How it churns for sure. And I guess you have to grow into that mindset as well. If you're, you know, depend again, if you're a 9 to 5er, do you really think of that in those terms, right? In general, I would say no in general. But once you cross over to being a businessman, investor, right? Those things start to churn differently, right?
Yeah.
So I understand the transition. And do you have markets where you buy your properties? Is there a region?
Right now, I'm mostly in red states, so landlord friendly states. My most recent purchases were in Ohio, but honestly, I'll go anywhere that is landlord friendly. The deal is right, and if the deal is right, it don't matter. I can build a team anywhere, so I'm not afraid to. You know, as you've seen, I've bought all over the country, so location doesn't matter. It's more about the laws and whether the deal is the right one.
I like how you leverage those red states kudos to you. Uh, let's get into now what I call the makings of a hero, right? This is where we forecast, where you vision cast. Where is it that you want to go? How is it that you want to serve? In the next 5 to 10 years. So let's talk about that. Where you see yourself being. What's your journey going to look like? What's your vision?
I think, doing private money lending and doing what I'm doing is a great vehicle for cash building to buy more. I definitely want to buy more and have more passive income. So I look to see, myself buying 100 to 200 more units in the next 2 years. I want to grow the private money lending business. I want to lend out $20 million, just throwing a number out there in the next. I'm gonna put it to a year. I want to have $20 million on the street. But more importantly, it's about helping people, right? So many people out there are looking for deals to buy, but maybe don't know how to manage it, don't know how to find these deals. So I want to open up their mindset. You don't have to be able to find these deals. Pace talks about it. You get a wholesaler to find your deal, and you paid them for their time, and now you go and do what you need to do with the property. In our level, in terms of private money lending, you skipping all that. The person is doing the work, they're finding the deal, and you're just funding it, and you're all able to profit. Everybody profits. The wholesaler profited, the agent profited, title company profited, the buyer is going to make their money, and you as the lender make money too. So all these people that are sitting idle on the sidelines saying, I want to do a deal, to caught in that analysis paralysis, instead of getting caught in that, put your money to work for you. Go lend on deals. You can still make money. Come lend with me. I'll put you into deals. You make great returns secured by real estate. I mean, that's the line that everybody says, but track record is proven, right? So you find good deals, find a good person to underwrite, and somebody who really understands
Yes.
investing. First, like I said, I'm an investor first. I wasn't a lender first. I invested myself. I did all the things, and then I went and lend out my money, and I still have six figures out on the street of my own money doing lending. So, I think that helping people break through and getting that passive income, or getting their first deal done, is important. I have somebody that came to me and they were like, Alvin, my husband retired a few years ago and I want to retire too, but I'm afraid of paying the health insurance bills. And I'm like, well, how much is your health insurance? And he's like, probably 1,500 to 1,700 a month. I was like, okay, we can do that easy. How much do you have? It's like 200,000. All right, sure. I'll get you those returns. And now in 1 second, if I put them into a deal, the right deal, cash flowing, 1,700 a month, I just enabled somebody to retire, right? So I want to do that for 50, 100 more people, right?
Yeah,
So
that's incredible. And not only that, the word of mouth, right? What's going to happen is that word of mouth is going to get out there that this is how you're serving people, right? You're really solving real world problems. That's a real world problem. And you just alleviated that for a family, right? Stressors, all these stressors, right? That people encounter. So that's great. Again, that's the work that you would want to do, right? To be able to serve in that capacity. And I also learned that money is the lifeblood of all the deals, right? All the deals, right?
mm,
So that's a great strategy that you're doing, and kudos to you with your awesome work. And if you're a newbie, you're an investor, you're trying to get in this space, well, impart your wisdom as somebody who wants to get started.
I think, part of it is learning what real estate is about and underwriting deals, understanding how to underwrite. That's definitely important. For your first deal, if you don't know what you're doing and you have a little bit of money, then everybody's scenario is different. Some people have money, some people don't. So the recommendation for people are very individualized. But assuming you have a little bit of money, go analyze a deal, go find a deal. Or if you don't have your own home yet, house hacking is a great strategy. Buy a fourplex, 3.5% down FHA loan. Make sure that you're renting out those properties, and you'll cut your housing is, even Pace talks about this, is 37% of most people's monthly expense, right? If
Yes.
you get a house hack and you live in one unit, rent out three others or one other, and you're cutting your housing expense in half, that's enabling you to invest that much more, right? So that's a great vehicle. If you can go invest with somebody else and learn the ropes, or partner, put in the effort, do the sweat equity, and learn at the same time, but also make money at the same time. That's the greatest thing, right? So, but again, everybody's situation is different. If you have no money, then go learn from Pace, get into creative finance, get these zero down deals, go wholesale. Everybody's recommendation is different. Just go out there, take action. That's the most important thing.
For sure. That's incredible wisdom. That's an incredible hack that you provided as well. Alvin, share your social media platforms where people can reach you.
It's Alvin Lee on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram. No YouTubes or anything yet, but Instagram, and then hit me up. Happy to help anybody analyze their deals. Walk through their situation, and obviously for funding needs, or if you've got great deals, shoot them my way. If you're, I'm a buyer for multifamily, buyer for any creative deals, load down deals. If you got something you want funded, hit me up. EMD, transactional lending, I got you.
Let's do it. Again, everyone, this is Alvin Lee. Alvin, it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you for coming on, my brother.
Thank you, Mando. Take
All
care.
right. Take care.